Stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head. From all those pretty words you said, it's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am, it's like I'm wasted. And I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever, and I won't waste it.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna get comfy. It's been a while since I did one of these. Long while. Hi. Hello, if you're new here, I'm Leanna. Welcome to my channel. I make videos about my family, what's going on in my life, and you know, just basically dealing with everyday pressures, being a mom, recovering trauma, our homestead, homeschooling, all of the above. I got some frizz going on here. I know, it's bad. I tried a new brush, don't do it. Anyways, welcome, hi. Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. I just want to say, returning subscribers, y'all are the real MVP. Y'all keep me going. Anyways, if you clicked on this video, I got an itch. I can't help it. I feel like my hair's in my face. You clicked on this video because you're probably in a similar boat to me, and you're looking for validation, or someone who's been through a similar story, or you probably just, maybe you're just nosy. I mean, I know I click on stuff because I'm just nosy. I got water here, so it's gonna be a talk. So the topic of this video is having holidays without family. Now, obviously I have kids and I have a husband, so technically I have family. But outside of my little tight little circle of me, my husband, and my kids, we don't really have any extended family. And it's been a long time that's been the case. Also, doing the holidays without anyone else but my husband and myself, that's just how it's been. Nobody sends our kids presents. Nobody wishes us happy holidays. I guess sometimes we'll get a happy holidays from his dad, and that's about it. Nobody else really does anything, calls, messages, or anything like that. And before anybody smart ass gets on here and says, why don't you message somebody? I've done that, and I found out that I am the only one reaching out. And once you've been the only one reaching out for a certain amount of time, it just, you're already showing me how much you feel for me. Why do I keep trying to tell you, no, you love me? I'm not gonna beg anyone to be in my corner. I'm not gonna beg anyone to have affection for me or my kids or my husband. So that's been the case. Like, straight up, that's been the case for basically our entire marriage. I'm not doing a poor pitiful me. I'm just doing this for those that don't want to feel alone. Because I know if I share this and someone sees it and goes, oh yeah, that's my family, they're gonna feel a lot better and maybe a little less sad. Because I know for the first, like, I'd say 8 years of my marriage, I would get sad on the holidays. Like, I would have a good time with my kids, don't get me wrong. I'd have a good time with my kids and I enjoy my husband, but it's just really sad when no one's thinking about you and you're thinking about everybody else. And I know it's none of your business what anybody else thinks about you, but at the same time, when you're missing someone and they're not missing you, it's really frustrating. And that's how I spent, I'd say, the first 8 years of my marriage. I was sad on the holiday. We'd make sure we have good time for the kids and make good memories for the kids, but it was just hard. And so during those years, my husband was in the military. So my husband and I made it a point, we always had plans for a holiday. Whether it was as simple as we're gonna have dinner as a family, or maybe we'd have some friends over that year. We've done that a few times, but with moving in the military, you know, you move away from so many connections you make that you don't see them after so much time, and people grow apart, people move on with their lives, and no shade, no tea, but yeah. That didn't happen very much, especially after my husband got out of the military. So it does get tiring this time of year. I'm not even gonna lie. It gets frustrating. Like, my nose itches. I'm sorry, guys. It gets frustrating. I get to the point where I'm like, just like, I'm not even looking forward to it sometimes. But I try to keep focused that my kids need me to be happy. And I try to stay focused that I'm eventually, once I start doing something on the holiday, I'll feel better as long as I'm busy. I try to stay busy the whole day because when I sit and think about it, I do get a little sad. I'm not even gonna lie. It can be depressing, and that's why I try to stay busy the day of a holiday. One thing that helps me also is I'm completely honest with my husband about how I feel. If I'm feeling good that day and I'm like, I'm feeling good, let's go. I love those types of holidays where I don't even think about it most of the day. Usually it's the build up to the holiday that is the worst, because like I'll have memories pop up and you don't know what's going to trigger you, especially if you have PTSD, what your memories, especially if you have like suppressed memories, they'll pop up usually around that time, and it'll come from something simple like measuring out stuff to make cookies, or watching an old movie that just is, you're like, oh, I love this movie, but then you'll watch it and you'll have all these old memories come up, and it can be sad. So the way I try to cope with it is I try to stay busy, and I also try to be honest with myself and my husband about how I feel. I try to remind myself that just because this happened to me as a child, or just because I don't have anyone here supporting me as an adult, doesn't mean I shouldn't be there for my kids and my husband and my family. We do not have extended family celebrating. We do not have extended family celebrating with us, but if I make these memories and I make these memories good, when my kids grow up, they're going to be the extended family. I'm going to be the extended family. I'm going to be the one who shows up at their house for the holiday. They're going to have their kids and their spouses, and their kids are going to have aunts and uncles and cousins and grandparents. So I have to remind myself that even though it's frustrating, I want to give my kids good memories. So that's one of the things that I have to do as a cycle breaker, is to remind myself that, and also remind myself it's okay to be sad. And as soon as you acknowledge it, just acknowledging how you feel and saying, I am sad, I am frustrated, or I am insert whatever emotion, it's easier to cope with that emotion. You can focus more on what you're doing because you're like, okay, yeah, I do feel like that. But it's okay to feel like that. And it's okay to be like, I'm sad and I don't want to do anything. But for me, I have kids, so I push through. If you're having a year where you're just like, I can't do it this year, I had one of those years. My husband was deployed to Kuwait. I had 2 babies, 1 2, 1 3, and one in my belly. It was a rough year, and I was in Alaska, of all places, and I was alone with my babies in Alaska, and nobody was calling us that day. My husband called when he got off shift, and we video chatted with him, so he got to see the kids open their presents. It was the most miserable holiday I've had as an adult, and I just cried half that day. I opened presents with my kids, we watched the traditional movies, we made cookies, we did all the things we normally do. But I gave myself permission to just be sad. I cried my way through opening up a present because my husband had mailed me stuff from Kuwait for Christmas. He literally wrapped it and then put it in a box and sent it to me. And yeah, it was the sweetest thing. And he sent stuff for me, he sent stuff for the kids, and it was pretty awesome. But I'm not gonna lie, it was not a normal Christmas. We did not get dressed up. I made half a Christmas dinner. I did not make a whole Christmas dinner that year. And what I mean half a Christmas dinner is we had a ham, I boiled potatoes, threw them on a plate, and green beans. And my kids did not eat good food that year. I didn't make pies. I didn't do my normal baking. And we sat in my bed in the house and we watched Christmas movies and video chatted with their dad. My son, who for several years after that would talk about this Christmas. Oh, remember the Christmas when Daddy was gone? And I'm like, how do you remember that? You were 3. Now he doesn't talk about it much now that he's 13, but he used to talk about it when he's like 5 and 6. And I was like, yeah, I do. And he never remembered Mommy was sad. What he remembered was, remember how we ate dinner in bed and we watched movies and we opened presents? And I was like, I do. He goes, and we spent most of the day in your room and I played with my toys and we watched movies. So I was like, I do remember that. And he said, that was one of the best years, Mom. But I just wish Dad could have been there to share it with us. He did not remember I was sad. He did not remember I was just on the point of breaking. So if you feel like you're gonna ruin your kid's Christmas by just being sad, give yourself permission to be like, hey guys, let's hang out in my room all day and we'll watch movies and you can play with your toys and I'll play on my phone. And I swear the kids won't even remember that you spent most of the day in bed. I mean, they'll remember you spent most of the day in bed, but they won't think of it as, oh, Mom was sad. They'll think of it as, we did something special. We hung out together. They're gonna think of the together time. Giving myself permission to feel that sadness was probably one of the best things I could do. Another thing I did that year, because it was a really rough year and probably one of my roughest years, and that I've tried to make a tradition since to do, was every day I got up and I thought of one thing I'm grateful for. Some days it was, I love the internet. Like, I mean, that was the way I was able to talk to my husband. And some days, the only thing I had grateful for on that year and years since, because I'm sure I've had a few bad years since. I know I've had some rough years and I've had some great years. I'll get up and sometimes the only thing I can think of I'm grateful for is I have a house and I have kids. And some days I would get up and think I'm grateful, and I'll have like 30 things in my head that I can think of that I'm grateful for. You guys are one of them because y'all keep me motivated to keep making these videos. But seriously, like, it works. You get up and you start your day off on the right foot and it helps you feel more grateful. It helps you feel more happy and you see what you have instead of what you don't have. And remembering what you have, even though there's a big hole where that family should be, remembering what you have makes that hole feel smaller, and it makes you feel like that hole is surrounded by a bunch of stuff that you already have and it's okay and you don't need it. And doing that makes it feel less like a hole and more like I am whole. I don't need that. And I know it's easier said than done. I know that it can be so depressing this time of year and it can be so rough. That's why so many people, like, the suicide rate goes through the roof this time of year, and it's quite sad. But just remembering what we have inside of us, remembering we're whole no matter who else is in our life, and that we make ourselves whole, helps a lot. And that's something that I've had to tell myself my entire life. I just wanted to make this video because I recognize that this is kind of weird thing nobody talks about. I guess some people talk about it, but not a lot of people talk about it, because we want to think about the holidays as a happy time and we have all these things to do, and we forget that sometimes for some people it can be rough. And we also forget that it's okay to, even if it's rough for us, it's okay for it to be rough, and it's okay for you to feel upset. I noticed that with this channel, I am quickly making friends and feeling like I have found a soul tribe that understands me. And I'm hoping that with me making these videos, people who see them might feel like they have a soul tribe to join and to be understood. So that's why I'm making this video. I'm not trying to be down or depressed or say poor pitiful me, because I'm very blessed and I'm very happy and I'm very good right now. But I just want whoever doesn't feel like that to know they're not alone. And that's okay. And we've all felt like that. And you do not have to be happy just because it's the holidays. I think if you force yourself to be happy, that's when you feel sadder. And then you feel worse because I'm sad and I'm supposed to be happy, but I'm still sad. And that's what I'm trying to say. And this video has gone on long enough. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I shall see you on the next one. Make good choices and love you guys.